Chapter number 3, Oscillators. So first, introduction. Now, oscillator is a electronics device or the circuit is used for the generating the low and a higher frequency AC sine waveform. So now the oscillator is widely used in the radio transmitter, receiver, television transmitter, television receiver, audio generator, radio frequency generator, etc. etc. So here in this chapter we will study about the different types of oscillators and the different circuit of the oscillator. So first of all, what is oscillator? A circuit which generates AC sine wave is called oscillator. That means oscillator is a device is used to generate the sine waveform without applying any inputs. So here only DC power input is required to produce the sine wave. Now the practically oscillator is a positive feedback type oscillator. Now next, the different uses of the oscillator. First, audio frequency generator. Now this audio frequency generator, it is widely used in the laboratory for the practical purpose. And audio frequency generator generates signal up to 50 kilohertz. Now second, radio frequency generator. Now this radio frequency generator is also used in the laboratory for the practical purpose or the testing. Now it generates a signal up to some megahertz frequency. Now next, the function generator. Now oscillator is also used in the function generator. Now this function generator generates sine wave as well as triangular wave, sawtooth wave and the square wave as a transmitter in radio and TV. Now the broadcasting center for the broadcast their programs by using a fixed or particular frequency for the transmission of radio and TV programs. Now for that, oscillator is used to generate radio frequency telemetry. For telemetry measurements require radio carrier frequency. For measuring signal from one end and it is sent to the another location or the remote location. For that, oscillator is used to generate the carrier frequency. Sixth, radio telegraphy. Now the oscillator is used to exchange the information over a telephone by radio waves. Seven, radio telegraphy. Now the oscillator is used to transmit the to generate the carrier signal to transmit the telegraphy signals by radio waves. 8. Carrier telephony. Now the same pair of wire is used for the different carrier to transmit all the messages from the telephone simultaneously. For that, oscillator is used to generate the carrier frequency. Now next, ninth, radio and TV receiver. Now to receive the proper signal in radio and TV receiver, oscillator is required for the further process. 10th, induction heating. Now the oscillators are used in the industry for the harden the outer surface of shaft and the bearing, etc. etc. Now it requires current at some kilohertz frequency, and for that power oscillators are used. 11th, dielectric heating. For heating of insulating materials requires the voltage at different frequency, approximately it is in megahertz. Now for that, oscillator is used to generate this frequency. 12th, remote control. So now the signal with the different for the different frequencies are used to remote control of the electronics device. For that, oscillator is used. 13, in digital circuit as a clock. So now oscillator is used as a clock in the digital circuit. Similarly, 14 to generate the ultrasonic wave. So now oscillator is used to generate the ultrasonic waves. Classification of oscillator. First, according to the frequency. So first, audio frequency oscillator, and its frequency is up to 20 kilohertz. Second, radio frequency oscillator, and it generates up to 500 megahertz frequency. B, according to the use of active devices used in the oscillators. First, valve oscillator. In this type of oscillator, triode or pentrode is used as a active device. Second, transistor, BJT, bijunction transistor oscillator. Third, field effect oscillator, that means FET oscillator. Fourth, tunnel diode relaxation oscillator. Fifth, integrated circuit oscillator. Sixth, unijunction transistor, that means UJT oscillator. Now see, according to the wave shape of the oscillator. First, sine wave. So now to get the sine wave, LC or RC or crystal oscillator is connected. Second, non-sinusoidal, that means it contains triangular wave shape, sawtooth wave shape. For that, relaxation oscillator is used. Function generator as well as multi-vibrator, etc. etc. D, according to the variations of the frequency. First, Freak's frequency oscillator. That means in this type of oscillator, the value of frequency is fixed. It cannot be changed. Second, variable frequency oscillator. So in this type of oscillator, we can vary the frequency. That's why it is called variable frequency oscillator. E, method to be used for the production of oscillation. First, LC oscillator, second, RC oscillator, and third, crystal oscillator.